What's up, everybody? What's going on, everybody? Let's see here. Let me close some things out here. We'll wait till a few people hop on. See if we can see some comments rolling. Alright, here's a comment box. Good deal. I promise everybody to come on here. Hopefully we won't get censored tonight. Seems like that's getting a little bit easier, but we'll see. I still get a few things on my phone, so let's just see. It may be my internet here. Who knows where I'm staying. It's not as great, but let's see here. It's giving me a notification now, so too low something. I don't know what that means, but anyway, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? What's up? Oh man, I promised you guys to come on here. I couldn't let y'all down because I just got off of a live feed, and so I've been doing two things today. So I've been trying to rest my voice. So what's up, everybody? There we go. I see the comment box. Oh yeah, I'm definitely tired, Betsy. So I'm gonna keep the the comment box where I can see it. Not worried too much about this other stuff, but anyways, there's a lot of good stuff happening the past couple weeks that I apologize. I've been just running around like a chicken with my head cut off, and just trying to get everything in order. I've got a lot of things, great things happening. I'm going on tour next week with the TrueTour.net, so I'll be posting that I'll be posting the tour date up. So if I'm in a city near you, be sure to say that I referred you, and we'll do meet and greets. We'll do all that good stuff. I don't even know what these venues look like. I know that we'll be in a big, nice tour bus, and we'll be staying in some nice hotels along the way. I know that we start off in California, Sacramento, California. We go to Oregon, Washington, then we go across to Minnesota, Illinois, Indiana, over to New York, New Jersey, all the way down. It's just a true round robin trip across the country. So if I'm a city near you, then please come out. You're not coming to here. You're not paying for the truth. You're paying for these facilities that we're using to be able to house a few guest speakers and to house the people that'll be there. So just treat it like that. My subscription. I don't have any subscriptions, so like my stuff, the documents.info are still wide open. The only thing I have out there is a donation link. So other than that, I'll never charge for what I've been talking about, what my mission is, and what I feel like God called me to do. I have been doing a lot of TV shows. I got a lot of other big shows coming up. I do have a brand manager coming down Sunday to meet with me about branding certain things. Things that we could do, like writing a book. I've never dreamt. I've thought about writing a book before, but never thought about it completely. So there's a lot of cool stuff that we've been talking about. And so, anyways, I've had a lot of that going on. I've been on shows, and of course, a lot of you mentioned I look tired. I have been tired, but I do like to talk, as you know. That's why most of my videos end up being 2 or 3 hours long. But this stuff is so complex, you can't break it down in 5, 10, 30 minutes. You just can't. But for those of you who have seen my Rumble stuff, if you haven't found me on Rumble yet, it's Rattletrap1776. But for those of you that haven't, you can go back and catch up, because I don't want to cover ground I've already covered, because I've had a lot of great questions this week that I want to cover right now. So right now I'm not looking at the comment box, that way I don't get distracted. And so I'm going to cover a few things that happen right in front of you that are really cool, that you can tangibly look up via law. It's just where we are right now. Of course, me coming out when I did, and saying about law and order and military, we're already almost 2 years into this. So this thing's rapid fire pretty quick. And so what happened just 2 weeks ago? You had a speech that y'all witnessed by Biden. Okay, I've been asked to address that, so I'm going to address that. So you see this speech, right? Well, then you have to understand what I've been talking about, the Executive Order 13848, which specifically has a national emergency inside of it. President Trump issued 2 more national emergencies verbally in 2020. They went unaddressed by Congress. Okay, they were unaddressed, and by federal law, national emergencies must be addressed. The reason why a president is issuing a national emergency is because they're a national security threat to you, the people, us, the people, we, the people. Okay, so they went unaddressed. Congress didn't do their job because Congress is evil. There's certain players in Congress that's going to be exposed in all this, and you're going to see that soon. Okay, but long story short, okay, the optics around the speech that you witnessed by Joseph Robinette Biden, it ain't really him. First off, if you still haven't figured out that this guy's not the same Joe Biden, you need to see an ophthalmologist quickly, because you're going to be dangerous on the highways because you're blind, you can't see. Okay, so ophthalmologist tomorrow, make an appointment if you think Joe Biden is really Joe Biden. Alright, so this speech, right? Alright, so August the 29th, this thing called a Q drop. You can go to qaggregator.news. Alright, look up all the Q drops. But the Q drop on August 29th, 2 days before that speech, specifically said this. It had President Trump standing behind 2 Marines. Alright, and it specifically said, Castle clean. Alright, this was before the speech. So now you're looking in hindsight. But you didn't know this speech was coming up on August 29th. Alright, so standing behind 2 Marines. Castle clean. Alright, September the 1st happens. You see Biden standing in front of 2 Marines. Alright, well, this is a chess optic. I personally suck at chess as far as playing it. But I understand the logic and I understand the optics around it because this is a brilliant, monumental, biblical, historical strategy. It's a lot bigger than the average mind can comprehend. And I'm not picking on average people and I'm not picking on average minds, but you do have to be able to step outside your box and your comfort zone. There's already enough laws and orders in place. I'm not going back over them. Not right tonight. Not tonight. This is for the people who have caught up to where we are. Alright, so you have to go back. Look, so this is a chess optic. Okay? Well, the 2 knights and a king is what it's talking about in chess. Alright, but before we even get to the deeper optics and the deeper meaning, for all you veterans that are still out there that are just confused or whatever it is, not paying attention, first off, you should be pissed for one reason. Because the uniform, remember who serve and die in that uniform? Okay, that uniform it represents something greater than me and you as people. It represents something greater than our resume. Our friends die in it, our family die in it, our loved ones, and others die in that uniform. So I had a email come through this week, and I never can tell, and I always try to be positive if someone's being condescending or not, but you can kind of tell the way people talk, and then when they follow up with a condescending question, like, well, what do you think about that, hotshot? Oh, well, let me tell you what I think about that, hotshot. Here's the deal. All right, I'm not knocking anybody who served, but once again, we have military laws for a reason, orders, symbols, regulations for a reason. Okay, going in the military ain't about your resume. It's not about housing. It's not about GI Bill. It's not about rank and pay grade. It's not about medical and dental. Those are privileges. They're privileges, and they're great. They're awesome. But they're privileges. That's not why you serve. That's not the overall being of why you serve. The overall being of why you serve is the ultimate sacrifice that many have given for everybody else's freedom. Some gave all, but all gave some, but some gave all. Okay? So when you look at that uniform, you're supposed to henpeck that uniform no different than whenever you're around a training base and you see someone that the same thing you went through when you were in training. You henpeck that uniform and you find any little flaw you can if there is one. And you bust them, right? I've done that before. I've gone around training bases, and I love to bust privates when they're on their phone, walking and talking. And civilians, you don't even realize that. You can't even walk and talk on your phone in a uniform. You're supposed to stop, you have a pivot foot, and that's it. That's how particular we are in the military. Okay, that's why military law is separate than everything else. And you have to understand that. Whether you think that's crazy or not, I don't care. It doesn't matter. That's military. Alright, so, and you weren't in it, great. You don't have to deal with that. So, the uniforms that night, So I call it optics within optics within optics. Let's start with the lighter optics, even though they're still not light. But those two Marines on the Biden speech on September the 1st, just 2 weeks ago, those two Marines, this guy writes in and says, my dad was a Marine and he told me they could stand at rest like that, blah, 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 blah. First off, last I checked, there's position of attention, parade rest, and at ease. That's every branch. It has not changed. All right. They don't stand like this. Parade rest. That is the resting position. Parade rest. At ease, drop it. Parade rest. I don't want to hear it. You can go look in Marine handbooks. It's not regulation. All right. But it has still nothing to do with it. It's not a branch. Every branch, position of attention, parade rest, and at ease. There's one. Two, the summer dress. Any Marines out there that don't know this, this ain't no battle between Army and Marines. This is a regulation thing. Regulation handbook. You go look. Specifically says, in a picture form, it gives you the color picture of Marines in this summer dress. And it specifically says under there that this summer dress, the white pants and the blue top, this summer dress is for senior non-commissioned officers only. It is not regulated for non-commissioned officers and lower enlisted. Specifically says that in writing and shows you a picture. Huh. Well, let's zoom in on these soldiers that were with Biden. Oh, look at there. Sergeant, an NCO, and a corporal. What does the Marine regulation say again? Not for NCO and not for lower enlisted? For senior NCOs only? Non-regulation uniform. Violation. Right there. Gold fringe flag. Present. Gold fringe flag. Then you had Biden doing this. Oh, the MAGA people. The MAGA people are bad. You know what this was? What date was it again? September the 1st was the speech. What happened September the 1st, 1939? Hitler, before he declared war on the Jews, right? Go compare the pictures. They look identical. Okay? The deeper optic was this. Looked like a castle. Alright? And so I'm going to pull it up. I pulled it up the other night. We're going to do this right here. I'm going to pull it up again. Can 2. I'm going to do it like this. This is so awesome. This is so freaking, you know what, I can't say. I'm supposed to be clean mouthed. It's so bad, but anyway. So, here you go. This is what you also witness. So freaking cool. So, you have this optic within an optic within an optic. And here's the bigger optic. So you have two knights and the king. It looked like a castle. It was black and it was red and lit up, and he looks like a dictator, so it's like a king, I'm a dictator. You know? And so you have fake Marines, they ain't even real. That's stolen valor. That's crapping on the uniform. Okay? But then you got to go back to this Q drop. That was 2 days before this speech, and it's President Trump behind two Marines. And it says Castle Clean. Alright? And so you got to look at this. Alright, now I'm going to pause that. Pause that thought right there. What you didn't know what was about to happen, though, and I dropped the bomb that day whenever the Queen died. She's been dead, first off. But when the Queen died, alright, and I put that post up, and I said, well, if y'all had known this way back here, I put all these posts up. And it wasn't something that said, oh, the Queen's going to die this year. No, it was Operation London Bridge, Operation Unicorn, and it was specific details from over a year ago, what would you be seeing right now. And it's time-stamped. They were time-stamped January. They were time-stamped in April. They were time-stamped in June and time-stamped in July. Great details of what you'd be seeing right now. Timestamps. You can't argue timestamps because that's what gets you. It's no different than this iPhone over here. If you're somewhere you ain't supposed to be and you do something wrong, they can ping it to that exact location, and you're guilty. Or if they prove you guilty, or they can say, well, your phone was here, you may not have been here. So then, then you're gonna have to have a great attorney to prove that. You're gonna have to have a Perry Mason or someone to get you out of that, right? Andy Griffith and whatever. You remember the Matlock, right? You're gonna need Matlock or Perry Mason. Timestamps. You can't argue timestamps. All right, so that's why you got to understand the difference in a truth and law and order versus what is a conspiracy theory, like Facebook says is false information. They got fact checkers in Kenya over a veteran who's telling you law and order. Everything I told you and anything in my documents are all backed by law and order. You don't have to like it, but that'd be like me reading To Kill a Mockingbird to you and you getting pissed for me reading To Kill a Mockingbird, right? But Harper Lee wrote it. I didn't write this. Why you get mad at me for telling you what the book says? Okay. Well, why do people get mad at me for interpreting the law? Right. That's how stupid we become as a nation. It's the trolls out there get mad for me interpreting the law. So you gotta pause the September speech and then fast forward. What happened on the 8th? The Queen died to y'all. We've been knowing this because this is a massive sting operation, and the laws prove this. And the military in action proved this. So we've been knowing this, but for y'all, September the 8th, okay? Well, what month is this? 9. The 8th. 9 plus 8 is 17. Okay, the 17 is very significant in this whole operation because there's 17 military agencies backing Trump out of the 21 agencies of the quantum.gov. Okay, all military agencies involved. And then it was 1,776 days since Q's first drop on the Queen dying. It was also Princess Diana's 25th anniversary of her passing. Okay, there was a lot of optics that day. All right, so then what you got to think about is this. All right, let's go back. You didn't know the Queen was about to die, but on September the 7th, what happened the day before? So the speech was on September the 1st. The Queen died on the 8th. And then on September the 7th, the day before, that's going to tie into what I'm talking about with chess. The Executive Order 13848 was extended on a second year in a row. Extended. The deadline was on September 11th, which is Sunday, so the next business day was actually the 12th, which would have been the actual last day of the extension because the 11th was on a Sunday. Biden extended it on the 7th before the Queen, which is very, very, very key. All right. So anybody that knows about me talking about the Executive Order 13848, it has a national emergency in it, it has maritime law in it, and it has election fraud committee in it. All three things. And those national emergencies were unaddressed. And the reason why that's important is because the reason why the military is in control and the visual optics you see with the military in control, and when the troops went into D.C., the whole reason President Trump issued a national emergency was because of national threats. Okay? So this extension will only damn Biden's administration. But that's on the surface level. So I'm going to break down what just happened to you on the 7th and what's about to take place. And I'm not going to name dates, but I'm just going to give you this optic. All right? And we're getting close. I don't know personally. If I did, I'd have to be on President Trump's team, and then if I was on that, I couldn't tell you by oath and national security threat. So I'm with you. I just know how to break this down. So September the 7th, this was extended for the second year in a row. All right. You didn't know though that the Queen was about to be announced that she's gone. All right. In chess, the Queen protects the king. All right. I suck at chess as far as playing it, but I know the logic and optics around it. The Queen protects the king. The Queen is gone. All right. The Queen is the crown. Under the crown was central banks. Under central banks, when we went back under central banks, was under the U.S. corporation, the Stautenberg versus Hennig, 1871. All right. When we became a corporation, and while we started fighting wars that were corporate wars, that was a central bank system. 1871 to 2016, before the military got into control. All right, that's when they really took control And I've been telling y'all that they took control in January 2021 because you would have never believed they took control in 2016. They really did back then. Okay? But September the 7th, this extension was done again, 2 years in a row. You didn't know the queen was about to die. So the queen protects the king. She's out. All right, then you saw it. You saw it on the 8th. Now you know the queen is gone. Let's go back to the speech now. It's really freaking awesome. So the speech. All right. The king and two knights. I'm going to pull it up. Here we go. No matter how much you frame it, the king plus knight combination on their own cannot deliver a checkmate. Even Magnus Carlsen would never be able to accomplish this. It's because it's impossible to deliver a checkmate in this condition. Theoretically speaking, the only way to checkmate with two knights is to drive the enemy king to the corner and trap it, such in a way where it cannot move so the other knight can deliver a checkmate. However, since stalemate exists, it really wouldn't result in a win, which is why it is impossible to checkmate, since the best is only stalemate. So let me break that down. So this Executive Order 13848 has two options in it. Two. One is this. When President Trump declared a national emergency and Congress didn't address it, that is why he called in the National Guard to federal duty. That's why they're activated. They've been activated since January 20th, 2021. They've been activated actually since January 17th and 6th. So all of January. They've been activated since then to federal duty. That's why I show in my documents every day, and I say no less than 300 aircraft have been in the sky every single day. National Guard are out of their states every single day. National Guard are out of this country every single day. They're no longer National Guard. They were federalized, so that means they're on active duty. Okay? And I've had people high speeds think they know it all. So, oh, the states. No, the states only have control of the National Guard for state emergencies. The only person who can activate the National Guard to federal duties, called federalizing, is the President of the United States of America. And it all happened back January 6th and January 17th, and an executive order also proves that, signed by Trump, 13919. Okay, so you have all the evidence in law. The only reason why they were activated is because those national emergencies were not addressed by Congress. Because Congress was playing this game. They know what's going on. It's all an optic. But for you that didn't know that, Congress didn't address this. That's why President Trump had to what? Put the troops all around the world activated, because to address this national security threat. All right, so in this order, there's two options. Two. If President Trump was willing to step away, leave, go to Mar-a-Lago, play golf every day, rebuke the people, so forsake the people, and say, okay, I'll call off the military, I'll call off all these orders, I'll call off all these optics, I'll call off all of my executive orders, I'll call off everything that set this big operation up. If he was willing to do that, here's how they would have to do it. The evil players, here's what they'd have to do. They'd have to address you, the nation, in a formal address, just like in any other kind of address the nation, like when the space shuttle blew up and things of that nature. They would have to address you, the people, and tell you why COVID was a biological chemical attack meant to kill your mom, your dad, your brother, your sister, your aunt, your uncle, whoever you lost, that was an act, a biological chemical warfare plan. They'd have to, it depends on what President Trump was saying. Just go back 20 years, go back 30 years, go back 40 years, go back 50 years. They'd have to address you, the people, us, the people, we, the people, and tell all of these evil things that have been in play. Human trafficking, child trafficking, sex trafficking, you name it. They'd have to address the nation. In order to get rid of those three national emergencies, that's what would have to happen. Or in Executive Order 13848, the lesser would be to say, yes, he put an election fraud committee in the same order as well, And yes, we rigged the election. Yes, we stole votes from Bernie Sanders. This wasn't a Republican-Democrat thing. They screwed over their own people. Okay? Elizabeth Warren, yeah, they'd have to admit that we stole votes, and we deleted votes, and we added votes because they're computer systems. Okay, so that they still would get punished for the crime, but there's only two options in Executive Order 13848. Let's go back and read this again. The only way to checkmate with two knights is to drive the enemy king to the corner and trap it in such a way where it cannot move so the other knight can deliver a checkmate. However, since stalemate exists, it really wouldn't result in a win, which is why it is impossible to checkmate, since the best is only stalemate. So what that's saying is this: as I've said all along, law and order prove, and military law and order prove, President Trump is legally your president. And it also shows this is a covert sting operation, meaning this: everything you've witnessed, and when I say everything, you've heard me on shows, if you've been watching me, everything, every single facet of life, the military has forced the card by law and order, due process of the law. They have made Biden and Schiff and Schumer and Pelosi and all these evil people, and there's a lot of people you haven't seen yet that you're going to see that are on both sides of the aisle, that are going to be people you thought were good people and weren't, and people you already knew were bad and are bad. They've made them show their crimes to you in public, as President Trump said. The evidence and crimes will be displayed in full accordance to the law, to the world. Okay, and they've made Biden and all these people play this game out to hang themselves, to damn themselves in front of you. Since some of you cannot handle the truth here or here via law and order, which everything I have is in tangible law and order. You can go read it and put it together like a puzzle. But if you don't want to do that, then you're going to have to see the truth. If you can't hear the truth and believe it, then you're going to have to see the truth. And they've made them display their crimes to you in full accordance to the law, which they're going to be punished at military tribunals, which are going to happen in mid-2023. Just, yep, all you out there, all you guys always speaking forward. New York Times posted it. New York Times told their people mid-2023 military tribunals are coming for the public to see. So, hey, I'm quoting the New York Times. They got a pretty good reputation from what I understand. Okay? Been around a long time. So, they've made these people act all these acts in front of you. Now, guess what? The king is trapped. He's in a corner. And it says right there, it doesn't result in a win. They didn't want to knock him off the board and look like a dictator. He's trapped. He can't move. That Executive Order 13848, they don't want to do either one because either one's going to damn them. If they come out and tell you that, yeah, the election was rigged, and this is why the national emergency was issued, they still lose because they lied and it was fraudulent. Or they can't come out and tell you COVID was rigged and it was to kill you and it was a biological chemical attack to take your family member away. Because why? That was also why the national emergency was issued. So there's only two options in that Executive Order 13848. And Biden's extended it twice. Okay? It ain't really him, but that's what they're doing from Guantanamo because they took plea deals. The ones that wanted to live took deals. Just like you see on forensic shows, oh, this person did this. If they take this plea deal, they get 15 years in prison. If they don't, they get judged by a jury, they can face up to 75 to 100 years in prison. A lot of these people wanted to live, okay? So they took plea deals, all right? So I don't know what the deals were. I just know how to read the optics as they're dropped. Biden has extended an order twice, 2 years in a row. He didn't revoke it. If he was president, he could revoke it easily. One stroke of the pen, he could say, I revoke Executive 13848, just like this. Boom, done. That's why President Trump said, be careful what you wish for, because he also said this, it's a mighty powerful place to be a president. Because why? He didn't revoke certain orders that Obama had written that are actually going to damn in reverse. It's like a reverse psychology or reverse operation. The Obama order about the presidential archives, records. There's certain records that people can't see. What was that they just did? Didn't they just raid Mar-a-Lago? Didn't y'all see that? Didn't you think you just saw that? We know it's an optic, but if you didn't know that, didn't they just raid Mar-a-Lago? And Obama has an order saying that presidential records can be in a national archive that only certain people can see. And President Trump said it's mighty powerful to be president. He stepped in, the military stepped in, and all these orders that Jimmy Carter had put into place, Bill Clinton had put into place, Bush had put into place, and Obama had put into place are coming back to bite them right in the butt. Okay? Because President Trump, he didn't revoke certain orders. The ones that didn't have deadlines, he didn't revoke them on purpose. This was a sting operation. It's been planned, well planned, by men and women. It ain't just President Trump. This is a massive operation with a lot of people involved on this. Okay, a lot of men and women, a lot of different races, nationalities, all over the world, in unison. We're all working together. Okay, so you can either choose to believe law today, or you can believe it later. You can smash me now, all the trolls. It ain't a lot of trolls, but the ones that are trolling, you can believe it now, or you can believe it later. It's just everything that you're seeing is going to make your life better. So this Executive Order 13848, Biden could end it just like that. If he was really president, just like that. The same way he could shut down Guantanamo Bay. Well, they can't because his butt's sitting in it. That's why he can't. Okay? But for you that thought he was still president, one stroke of the pen, he could shut down Guantanamo Bay. One stroke of the pen, he could revoke any order that he wants to. He hasn't. And all you says he signed these orders out there, you're clearly you're not reading, and you're not looking at the law back here. It's the same thing I do on my shows about a movie. I say if me and you go to a movie, a brand new movie we've never seen at the theater, and they drop this right in the middle of it, we might could pick up by watching the rest of it what ending, but we won't appreciate it because we didn't see the origin of it. We didn't see the beginning of it, where it started. Okay, so you got to go back to where this started under President Trump and see why it was different than all the 4 years. His 4 years were different than any other 4 years in presidential history. You have to go look at his laws and orders. They were different than any other kind of laws in presidential history. Then you got to see that he's the only president since FDR to use 47 U.S. Code 606, which is war powers of the president, which extended his orders as president by law. By constitutional law, it extends his orders as president when he uses these codes that put the military in control. That is by law. Whether you like it or not, it's by law. Biden extended this order that has two damnations in it. He's trapped. The chess move is he's trapped. He's in a corner. It's not a win. President Trump didn't want to win and look like a dictator. He's going to have to surrender. He's going to have to say, I did this. Whether he does it at Guantanamo Bay in the military tribunals, or if he does a live address to the nation as a prisoner and says, I'm trapped, we're done, we're history. However it plays out, it doesn't really matter. Now, there's a lot of people out there, people that are watching this, that are watching other shows, they're saying, oh, this might happen or this might happen. I don't live like that. I don't put dates on anything. I'm living, today is September the 15th. We're approaching the 16th. The Constitution's birthday is the 17th. But I don't look at ahead. I take law and order for what I know that's already been placed. I've got the visual. I'm watching military aircraft in the sky as we speak. Matter of fact, there's a helicopter that flew from Albuquerque, and it's all the way over near the Ohio border. They don't just fly helicopters that far in the military, okay? There's operations going on, and they've been going on since January 2021. This is all documented in my documents, okay? So I go by visual law and order and visual evidence that the military is in control, and then I take an optic a day. But the optic for that is that Biden is trapped. He's going to have to surrender. And here's the kicker right here. It is impossible to checkmate since the best is only stalemate. Do you know what stalemate means legally or definition-wise? It means that all legal options are blocked. That's what stalemate means in a true definition under Webster's. All legal options are blocked. and it says the king is stalemate. It don't result in a win. President Trump didn't want to look like a winner. He's going to make Biden have to surrender. And he's going to have to make Biden, admit to you, the people, what they've done. All right? And then what says the best is only stalemate? You know what the word best means? It's a chess term. I just bested you. I didn't beat you. I just bested you. Okay? So he's trapped. So if you look at chess, he's trapped. Okay? It don't result in a win, so I'm trapped. So it depends on how long he wants to sit there. But he's trapped. The other optic around that, which is true, is you go over. I got the links to it. I'll hit everybody with an email if y'all want that. All that's on the email subscriptions. But October last year, October the 18th, the U.S. Secretary of Treasury says that the U.S. government is bankrupt. Specifically says that the U.S. government is out of money. Okay? Well, Biden, quote unquote, signed what they call a debt ceiling in December of last year. Well, that's not the answer to the U.S. government being broke. If you sign a debt ceiling, that means you add more debt to this budget or this deficit that the Treasury is saying we don't have any money. So it's all right in front of you. And it goes back to that saying, it's like, what are you reading? You know, and what pieces of the puzzle were you putting together? And it's not that complex and that crazy as you think it is if you're reading the right things. So with the budget being gone and the Secretary of Treasury telling you that, then you go to the fact that he's trapped and he's blocked legally. The best is a term meaning I just bested you. What does President Trump say all the time? The best is yet to come. What's Trump's dance? What's he do? Trump dance. Can we do the Trump dance, everybody? Hey, trolls. Watch this, trolls. Hey, trolls. You can kiss my you-know-what like Zuckerberg did all last week. Did you hear that optic, too? Did you hear President Trump just the other day said, weirdo came to my office at the White House. How did y'all miss that? Weirdo came to my office at the White House. What house? What house did you just say, Mr. Trump? What'd you say, Mr. President? What'd you say, Commander-in-Chief? Did you say that weirdo came... At a live speech just a few days ago, weirdo Zuckerberg came to the White House to visit me and he kissed my... Right in front of you. Right in front of you, everybody. Right in front of you. So trolls can kiss mine too, because I'm not right because I'm trying to be right. I'm legally right because the law and order says that President Trump is president. I'm not saying President Trump is President Trump because, oh, I love President Trump, he's my president. No, he's legally your president by Article 2 and 4 of the Constitution. He's your president because of 47 U.S. Code 606, which is called War Powers of the President, which gives him the right to shut down the use of government facilities. He can shut down TV broadcasts and internet. He can do a lot of things. All right, but look at that. 47 U.S. Code 606, shutting down the use of government facilities. Why did the fence go around the Capitol building again? You know, it sounds like the same old stuff, but I mean, sometimes I've had texts all night. Man, every time you talk, I hear something different. It's because I couldn't put everything in these documents. Y'all wouldn't read them. And speaking of which, my buddy that does my website said there's only 2,000 clicks on the website. So that means that only 2,000 of about 500,000 that are following me have clicked on the website. So that means people aren't reading. And if y'all want me to come on here and just tell some answer like how's this finale going to work, I don't know. I'm not on Trump's team. I'm not on those missions. I'm not the Marines, which the law of 1834, the Marines, the bad boy Marines, bad girl Marines. They're the president's choice. I'm not on those teams. I don't know how it's going to go down. I just have law and order that shows where we are right now. And then when you take that law and order, and then you take the op that drops around it, and you just use your logic a little bit, kind of like golf. Anybody of you play golf out there? Golf is played right here. Bobby Jones says it. Bobby Jones, the only person to ever win the Grand Slam of golf all in 1 year. He never turned pro, amateur. Golf is played 4 inches between the ears. It's a mindset game. Look at Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods had 14 majors. Bam, 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 bam. He was on track to break Jack Nicklaus's record. Cheating on his wife. She whooped his butt with that 5-iron or that 7-iron, whooped his butt, and he had that wreck, the first wreck. What happened? He played like garbage because he was thinking about other things. He wasn't thinking about golf. It's the same stuff, you know. And I have no filter. So I say things that puts it in a logical part for you, the people, to understand. You know, this is nothing to do with, once again, how you want to live your life, what you want to smoke, what you want to drink, or whatever you're doing. You know, like, that's my cool double standard. It has nothing to do with it, but it has everything to do with it. So, you know, you're not going to have your cool life if you don't have a nice border and people like me who want to support you and your choice, whatever your choice may be. Which brings me up to this. So now you know what the options are. Biden is trapped. Even though it's all a game, it's all an optic. I'm sorry it had to be played like this. It's a controlled operation. If they dumped it all out at one time, you, the people, wouldn't know how to take it all because it's so much garbage and filth for the last 150 years. All right, but that also brings me to another question I'm going to answer about the vaccines. I'm sick and tired of hearing this because if people were reading and paying attention, you would have known. Okay, but military, we have our own laws, military law, Uniform Code of Military Justice. We have our own roles and duties. We have our own life. We have our own lifestyle. That's why people who know veterans say, you know, you guys are a different cut of breed. We cut out a different cloth. Or you just, you know, there's certain things that we shouldn't say at a party or a get together, and we say it, and then people are like, what did he just say? Yeah, I said it, you know, or whatever it is. You know, we're a different breed of people. We are, because military teaches you a lot of things about culture, and it teaches you a lot of things about race, and it teaches you a lot of things about your brother, your sister next to you. You're with each other 24/7. Okay, the camaraderie is like no other. You know, it's just it's hard to describe unless you go through it. And then, you know, so you have military laws, orders, regulations, symbols, codes, every little thing. Just like when we die, we have symbolizations. That's why military funerals, like Biden was given a full-grade military funeral, and it ain't how many guns it was. So I have one woman in my inbox, God bless her, thank you, whatever. But when we watched the inauguration, he got 13 rounds. But we've noticed when I've come out and dropped this bomb like I did, man, a lot of news channels started having to cover things because they were losing their fan base, and they were losing what? Paid subscriptions? Yeah, people started dropping their subscription because I dropped the bomb all in one video. People started seeking me out, okay, and I don't know all the answers. I just know what I know by law and order and military. But all of a sudden, people started changing their rhetoric. Even some of these the news outlets, they went and changed some stuff. Now when you YouTube the inauguration, there's only one long video that you can find, the 9 hours and 25 minutes, okay? And it don't matter if it has a 21 gun salute or a 13. Both of them tie back in, burping over here, tie back in to British. Okay, so here's why. 13 gun round fire is an indirect British thing. You go read that. It's in the documents. Okay, but then 21 gun salute, presidents, former presidents, president-elects, heads of government, and then reigning monarchy. Now that's random right there now. Reigning monarchy. All right, we're a constitutional republic. Our military was founded before the Constitution, which the birthday is in 2 days. Our military was founded before that. We're a constitutional republic. We're not a monarchy. Monarchy was the queen. Ooh, man. Canadians, they're under the monarchy of the queen too. Okay, so why is reigning monarchy in a 21 gun salute for military? Shows you right there what happened in time. Okay, the corporation. All right, so what gives away the military funeral on January the 20th is not health of the chief, it's not the gun round fires, the rounds, the salute, it's none of that. First off, all those uniforms are fake still. BDU's battle dress uniform, a guy playing a horn, Marines, BDU's haven't been worn since 2005 with the Marines. Alright, there's another dude sitting there. I got a buddy that texts me, I'm very disappointed in, served. He's doing his GI Bill right now. Congrats. but I'm not going to call your name. I'm very disappointed in you to tell me that you think that any sergeant major or any sergeant for that matter is going to let a soldier be in multi-cam pattern uniform with an ACU pattern Kevlar vest with a brown non-regulation patch bay with insignia that don't even have a rank on it. I don't even know what kind of insignia it was. I've never seen it before. All right, and then his Kevlar helmet was all ate up. Wearing a gator neck. We've been in negative 30 degrees before, and I've never got to wear a gator neck. The only time I've ever gotten to wear my gator neck issued by the Army was in civilian world deer hunting. Okay, so it's just very disappointing to know that there's veterans out there, and then turns around and says, I don't have time to watch a 3-hour video of a breakdown of law and military law, and served under the military. This person served under the military. Great person, great human being, great heart, loves people, but it just shows once again there's a lot of people that don't know military law. All those uniforms around Biden were non-regulation uniforms, all of them. There wasn't a single uniform that was correct that day. None of them. All right, and some of them didn't even have their PCs on outside. They were all ate up. But especially the one where his gloves, black gloves with the American flag on them, non-regulation, just ate up. All right, but the whole day, what gave away the military regulation funeral is the 3-volley salute, 3 pieces of artillery. That's the indicator at the grave of the unknown soldier. And the other thing, they didn't let Biden touch the wreath. You can go back and look at Obama did it, Trump did it, Bush did it, Clinton did it. He pushed the wreath back. Biden didn't do that. Okay, but the 3-volley salute's the one that gave away the military funeral. It ain't got a thing to do with hail to the chief and none of that. The other big signal that day, though, was Biden swearing in at 11:47 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is a violation of the 20th Amendment of the Constitution, which specifically says the president's term is to end and begin at noon. So there's that violation of breaking law. And then 3-volley salute, which is a military funeral symbol. So there's that. Tying in the military, that shows you how keen we are on the military. Same with President Trump at Joint Base Andrews on the 4th ruffle of Hail to the Chief, and then also on the 4th ruffle, the 21-gun salute is supposed to start. Not on the 3rd, not on the 2nd, not on the 1st, the 4th ruffle. Alright, red carpet rollout, waltz off Marine 1, 4th ruffle, boom, 21-gun salute goes off. Alright, guess who was doing that? Guess who was at his ceremony? The official presidential salute battery was at President Trump's on January 20th, 2021. The official presidential salute battery, which are the 3rd Infantry ID, which are the old guard. Alright, so, and both Air Force Ones were there. It's all right in front of you, everybody. So I say all that with the military to tie back into this. This question I've been getting all week, a bunch of people. I'm happy to answer it, but I'm going to answer it one time on certain shows. But the vaccines. President Trump, the whole role of a president is not to tell you what to do with your body. Okay, this whole my body, my choice bullcrap, why aren't we abiding by it then? Because it ain't the president's role to tell you what to do with your body. It ain't the president's role to tell you what to drink, what to smoke, what you can and can't do. That ain't his role. His number one role, defined in the Articles of the Constitution, is border and security. Protection of the people from national security threats. Okay? This vaccine, alright, first off, most of it was upscaled in the sense of if you knew what was going on in China and if you knew what was going on in Ukraine, you would have known. You would have known it because it was all in his executive orders, which is why I went on my rant. That's why I get high up in my chest. He drew a line in the sand from the very beginning, and he gave every evil person on both sides of the aisle the chance to step across and to do good for humanity's sake. That's well documented. Okay, that's why he did the Alamo speech in January 2021 when he drew a line. That's an optic around that. He drew a line in the sand. It was his final ground. I grew up in a town in Alabama, a small town, one of my hometowns, the hometown of William Barrett Travis, hero of the Alamo. All right, he drew a line in the sand at the Alamo, way back yonder. He was 26 years old. When Bowie got sick, he stepped up, crowned himself lieutenant colonel, and took charge of the Alamo. He drew a line in the sand. He told his men, if you stand on this side of the line with me, you're going to die right here. All right, but we're going to die in history. We're going to die in honor. We're not going to die in vain. We're going to die in honor. All right, so he said, we're not giving up. We're not raising the right flag. Even though we're surrounded by Mexicans, we're not giving up. I'm not giving up. You can, but I'm not. We do know one of traitor that fled that Alamo. So he wrote a letter called Victory or Death, and Texans love it. It's in Texas history. That's why they love the Alamo more than San Jacinto and other ones. Victory or Death. Okay, go read that. Go read that letter. Let it give you some chills down your back. President Trump, he did an Alamo speech in January. That was an optic showing you this is his last line he drew in the sand before the military was about to step in. He gave them all a chance, all the way up to the last moment, to come across this line. If you go back, go watch him roast Hillary at the Al Smith charity dinner in 2016, October 2016. Everything he said to her, 95% of it's already come true, and the other is about to come true. Okay, so everything's already been said in that video, and you can go see things that he said he was going to do, he's already done. All right, so I'm talking about law and order that's already been put in place. So when you go back and look, 2019, President Trump wrote an executive order, and inside of it, he had the CDC listed. All right, they were listed in the 2019 order. In 2020, in his vaccine orders, they weren't in there. All right, so that showed you right there who stood on what side of the aisle and who didn't come across. He gave them a chance to come across. When they kept skewing numbers and they kept doing the certain things they did, done. He screwed Big Farm that whole time. Y'all remember that? Some of y'all remember he was sticking up the butts of Big Farm. Okay? He was giving Big Farm hell. Okay? So there's that. Simultaneous. The other thing that happened right in front of you, all of 2019, y'all, most of y'all American people, the ones that see this, not some of my avid followers here and the people that are on board and understand law and order and understand military operations, but some of you might see this later, y'all love drama in America. Oh God, when's the next season of Yellowstone coming out? Oh my God, I just can't wait. Oh, when is Ozark coming out? Oh my God, I can't wait. Oh, look at Kim Kardashian did today. You know, oh my God, look at this guy, he's so cute. Look at this guy, oh, don't give her the rose. Oh no, don't give her the rose. No, she don't deserve it. A guy, man, can you imagine a guy like me having 25 women in one household? I'd be a male whore. But no, we put on national TV. Oh, look at him. He's so sweet. He's sweet and cute. Oh, my God. What would I do to go on a date with him? Oh, my God. That's what Americans have become. A man gets on national TV with 25 women, and it's okay. But a guy like me has 25 women, and I'm a whore. Okay? There's the logic. There where we are. That's where we are as America. But a guy like me tells you law and order, and I'm crazy. And trolls want to troll me because I'm telling you law and order. Okay, so there's where we are. No one pays attention to the stuff that matters. The things that matter, the things that make your world go around. Kardashian ain't there for you when your boyfriend breaks up with you, or, you know, when your mortgage is due and you can't make that rent payment, or whatever it is you got out there. You know, none of that stuff matters. It's all privilege. If you like that crap, great, keep watching it. Okay, but when it comes to stuff that matters, oh, we're dime store politicians. One day you want to know what's going on. The next day I haven't taken my meds or something crazy like that. Okay? So this is stuff that I follow every single day because I didn't get to serve what I wanted to serve in the military because my body failed. So now I'm getting to serve in a different way because I understand law and order and I can break it down. You don't have to be an attorney to understand and interpret the law. You have to use your brain. Every one of you have to use your brain. Use this right here. Use what God gave you. Okay, Einstein, 6th grade education. Look what he did. Come on, people. So, 2019, Congress, the whole time Congress is saying, we have a nuclear option for Trump if we have to use it. Why weren't they trying to work with President Trump? Why hasn't anybody tried to work with anybody, period, in years past? Why has it been a cabal? Why has it been a deep state? Why has it been pocket us, our pockets, and take from you the people and take your taxpayer money? Why is there a tax for a tax for a tax for a tax? Why is there a tax for a tax? Why is there a law for a law? I call it pinball lockup. Do we have a law for a law, and this law has a law for that law, and that law has a law, and none of those laws do what? Back up the Constitution, which is what Marbury versus Madison says, that any statute that bears the appearance of a law that doesn't back the Constitution is repugnant, it's null and void basically. So Look at the stuff that matters. Congress, all of 2019, Congress, we have a nuclear option for Trump if we have to use it. Well, they couldn't beat him in Congress because they didn't have control of the Senate for a while there. So when they even did, he'd sign executive orders. So they couldn't beat him. And every executive order he signed was so monumental. It was monumental. Nothing they could do about it. Not a thing. Okay? And then when he activated the troops, that meant he extended his powers. That meant those same powers of which he wrote these orders are still in play. Everything you're seeing with Biden is null and void because he's not president. The military is answering to President Trump, Commander-in-Chief Trump. That's why those two roles are different. Commander-in-Chief of military, President of federal. Okay? On the 20th, he stepped down as president. He stepped up as Commander-in-Chief. Okay? You don't have to be president by definition to be in control of this country because why? The military was founded first. Who was our first president? He was a general. Okay? Boom. Our founders were pretty smart, brilliant men. They had an inclination that something down the road would happen and take place where they would have to, people like me who understood that foundation would say, no, this is what our founders meant and this is why this is happening. So the nuclear option was COVID. That was their nuclear option because why? You the people are so distracted, but all of a sudden, boom, your lives are affected, your health is affected. They played on all your emotions with health, deep life or death. You know, they played on all the people's emotions with life or death. It was a biochemical attack. All right, and Biden's undersecretary has already admitted this under oath in March 2022 when none of you were watching that either. She was under oath with Congress, and she specifically said that there are biochemical labs in Ukraine, and Ukraine and Wuhan, China are also tied together because also in Trump's executive orders, the executive order 13959, which was signed November the 12th, 2020, which was after the election, it says any U.S. stocks and funds that are being used to what? Fund the Chinese Communist military will be what? A lot of consequences in there. I'm not going to go in there and read all of them. So all these tie in together. That's why my speeches can never be 20, 30, 40 minutes long because all these things tie into each other. It's like a puzzle. You take a puzzle, you empty it out, you flip the pieces over, and if you do what I do, I start looking for the border pieces, and I look for the edge pieces. All right. Isn't that kind of cool? Like, wait. So, that's right. This forms a puzzle. The border pieces. What is the president's main role again? Border? Man, it's funny how God works. So, COVID. All right. February the 4th, 2020. President Trump has a speech at the State of the Union address. And what are you, drama queen Americans, looking at again? Oh my God, you see Nancy Pelosi tear up his speech? How rude was that? Why weren't y'all paying attention to his speech? Why didn't y'all hear him mention the word COVID and that we have an attack coming in this country that's equivalency of Pearl Harbor? Why weren't y'all listening to that? Why didn't y'all hear that he said never in the history will we become a country that goes against its republic? Why didn't you hear that? Where were y'all at? Why? And here we are almost 2 years removed. No, 3 years removed from that almost. And now it looks like, oh, I don't remember that. No, of course you don't. Because you weren't paying attention. You were paying attention to stuff that don't matter. Okay, you're watching Nancy Pelosi. All that was a distraction. It was seeing what you guys were paying attention to and what you weren't. What you were reading, what you're supposed to read when President Trump issued an executive order which goes to a federal register, and what you weren't. He also did something else that's never been done before where he posted certain budgets up. I was reading that earlier too. I'll have to get that and post that up. Okay? But where were you? Where were you, people? Where were you? He told you right there. A couple weeks later, he grounds a plane in Houston, Texas. Oh, he's homophobic. He's this, he's that, he's that. He's keeping these people from seeing his family. That was what Pelosi and all them were spewing, and that's what most Americans were watching. And most Americans, oh, Trump, bad, orange man, bad, blah, 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 blah. COVID. It was a biological chemical attack. It's already been proven. It's already been under oath. Biden's undersecretary, March the 8th, 2022, I've got it in documents. March the 8th, 2022. Multiple documents. CNN. Oh, there are biochemical labs in China and also in Ukraine. And Mitt Romney, same day, saying there aren't. Mitt Romney, Republican, and you got a Democrat saying there are, and you got a Republican saying there aren't, especially Mitt Romney, who's a douchebag, okay? His son was working, he got a child working over in Ukraine. Mitt Romney, John Kerry, Joe Biden, and Nancy Pelosi all have children working for Ukraine, making hundreds of millions of dollars. All right, so I'll get back on that in a minute on Ukraine. All right, so vaccines. President Trump, he didn't endorse the vaccine. You got to pay attention, people. Where did he freaking go to get his medicine? Care to enlighten me on that? Didn't he go to a military hospital? And last I checked, military has our own medical facilities. We have our own vaccines. And all this business about, I got a text earlier. Well, I have a friend, her daughter, she refused the jab and this, that, and the other, and da. It's because the military don't tell you what's in those. They want you to trust them. I took a lot of shots in the military. But, I knew I'd already heard from other buddies that have been in what they are, anthrax shot and a few other things. You adapt to the military, first off. The military don't adapt to you. And that ain't how it works. But the military had already proven who they had their best interest in. And President Trump had already proven you with his National Defense Authorization Act, $770 billion, who was in control of the military. He'd already showed you that. Now, I've got a sergeant in Oklahoma. Of course, I think he's moved somewhere else now, but he's like telling people, man, this is so monumental. This is huge. Look who really has you. Look who really wants to put a raise in your pocket. Look who really wants to do this for you. That's what was happening with that National Defense Authorization Act that President Trump got passed. $770 billion. All right? They have the military's best interests at heart. And the military has the best interests at heart too. And President Trump went to a military base. He didn't endorse the vaccine. He was endorsing for you to study and research on your own. And if you felt like that you needed to do something for yourself, then, hey, guess what? My body, my choice. Well, you made your choice because why? Most of you didn't research. But now you want to point the blame to one person. See, everybody wants to put it off on someone else instead of yourself. No one ever wants to look in the mirror and go, dang it, man, I screwed up. I made a mistake. Nobody wants to do that. Americans all want to point a finger at somebody. It's true. We do it in everyday life, not just on presidential levels. We do it in everyday life. We want to point the finger at somebody else. Because why? Pride cometh before the what? The fall. Okay? We've all been there before. We've all been there at some capacity. Oh, we don't want to take the fall. We want to blame people. We want to point. We want to rat people out. We want to tattle on anybody. We want to tell on somebody. Oh, you did that. Well, she did that too. It wasn't just me. She did it too. You know it. It's true. You know. You want me to keep preaching? We know it's all true. Everybody's been there before. I'm preaching to the choir. We've all been there before. Admit it. Okay? So, President Trump, it ain't his job to tell you what shots you should take. He said, hey, look, you got to research on your own. Nobody was paying attention where he went. They put out what he took. He had zithromycin, vitamin D, ivermectin, and one other thing. I can't remember what the other was, but probably a word I can't pronounce. But, you know, all you had to do was research and then also know where he went. And then you got to know the civilian. That's why I said in my first rant, we have a disconnect between civilians and veterans. Oh, y'all want to get on Veterans Day, and oh, you know, our military, we're the most elite, bad, you know what, boys in the world and girls. Oh. But we ain't the most elite in intelligence. We're not the most elite in things of that nature. Smart, intel, medical facilities, research, labs, data. I mean, so we're just supposed to be a bunch of grunts who in boots and we're bad. Oh yeah. Is that what we are? I mean, so you get on your social medias, or you want to pat someone on the back. Thank you for your service. Do you realize what you're saying? Like, you should want to know that troop or that soldier knows military law, military orders, military regulations, military symbols, military codes, the Constitution, U.S. codes, law, a little bit of law somewhere, something, right? But I remember Fort Sill, Oklahoma. I know who was doing what and who wasn't. I remember my colonel every Monday, Lieutenant Colonel, would ask a question about the Revolutionary War. He gave you a chance from Monday to Friday to study in between that week, and by Friday he'd ask you a question and a chance to raise your hand and get a challenge coin for answering it correctly. He'd ask a Revolutionary War question. I know who was playing pool, who was watching TV, who was watching football, who was watching basketball in the game room when we had breaks. I know who was in the lab on the computer researching. Who won in my AIT, who won the award for the best history paper? I know who was in the lab that time studying and trying to research stuff. I know who was on the phone with their girlfriends and wives because they, oh, baby, baby, baby. Oh, I miss you, baby. Signed up to go in the military, and all of a sudden, it just, that's where we are. And I don't care if veterans get mad. I don't care if one, I've had 2 get mad. 2. Out of about 4,000 right in. 4,000 saying, my God, thank you for giving me my voice back. Thank you, man. Your videos have I've been able to show them to my family. I'm not crazy. Look at this guy. Look at it. And it's like, I've had people write in, hey, I slept for the first time in 3 years, had a good night's rest. Men and women. And let me tell you another thing. Let me just go ahead and piss some more veterans off if I can. But, I'm passionate about this stuff. And you should be too. I've had more people write in from Australia, Indonesia, New Zealand, England, Egypt, Israel, Canada. We have more people outside of the U.S. that know more of our history and rooting this on people like me coming out and saying this than Americans. That's what kind of disgrace Americans have become. And I'm going to say it again. I said the word disgrace. I said I wouldn't be that harsh again, but I'm going to be that harsh again. Because I've read so many people, emails from all these countries that know more about our history, that are not from here. They're natives of those lands, that know more about our history than Americans do. Sweden had one this week. Sweden know more about our history and our laws than Americans. And that's how much the people around the world rely on us. And look at what we become. Look how spoiled we are. And then look at some of the comments you see in the comment box. Look at the trolls that get on my page, some of them. Look at how hateful and spewed and all these things that people are doing. And look at what they don't have a foundation to stand on. Now, you don't have to like law and order, but at least I got a foundation to stand on. At least I got stuff that I can tangibly show you that actually is happening. This is what's happening. But look at how hateful we've become. Look at how spoiled we've become. Just look at it. Look at these trolls. Why are they so mad? What's making them so mad that they're going to have a good life on the other side, that taxes are going to be removed and we're going to have a reset and it's going to help everybody out. It's just going to be a great awakening. It's going to be a monumental moment, a magical moment, a historical moment, a biblical moment. Why are they so mad? Why are Americans so bitter and angry? Sure, we've been lied to, but that's no reason to get mad at someone for stepping up and saying, hey, look what's going on. Look what's happening. Look why it was different than any other 4 years in history. Look at, this is how you know it's being upheld. If I didn't have military in the sky every day, it'd be hard to prove it. But you got it in the sky every day. Aircraft. I showed 2 aircraft this week. We had one come in tonight from Brazil. Brazil just had their elections. We had U.S. aircraft down there. Elections. This EO 13848 ain't just for America either. Foreign interference. But we have what? What did Nakasone say? 4-star General Nakasone on Election Day, November 3rd, 2020. We have the NSA and the Cyber Command all over the world working with our partners for the election. Well, if they're working for our election, guess what we're also doing with them? We're making sure their elections are safe too. Okay? That's why we have P-8 Poseidons all over the world operating. Nuclear, and we have maritime patrol aircrafts all over the world operating. New Zealand has them up. Australia has them up. Japan has them up. We have them all over the world operating. P-3 Orions, maritime aircraft all over the world. Maritime law, which is in Executive Order 13848. Then you have all these other aircraft that are in the sky. I mean, we have so many different aircraft in the sky that are supporting this major cause in this major operation. And it's all documented in Law and Order. And why do we have so many bitter Americans? Outside of the fact that we've all been lied to. But that's no reason to be bitter when someone's trying to tell you, hey man, the military's in control. Let me show you how. And here a civilian don't know anything about military. You shouldn't be questioning the military guy at all. You shouldn't question that at all. Especially when we can see you. I know people right now that might be watching. And I hope you are. If you are off your meds today. I hope you're watching. I hope you eat that every single day. And here's why. Because my heart was always pure. My heart was for you the whole time. I'm still here for you. But I'm going to be direct with you and say you shouldn't tell that to people. You know, you shouldn't say that to a veteran. All right, because a veteran that can quote military law and military orders and regulations and symbols and codes and the Constitution, and it all betters your life, why are you so bitter? Why are you bitter, bro? Why are you upset? You know, I'm talking about, my uncle's a colonel and he didn't tell me this. Well, there's probably a good reason why he hadn't told you that. He might even have clearance that is still active, and he can't talk, which is an NSA violation, and his oath, and all kinds of other violations. But why do we have so many people that are that bitter? It is beyond me. Because we're talking about America, and we're talking about the greatest country in the world. If I want another country like the U.S., I'm stuck. There's not another. So I'm stuck here to fight. But if you don't want America like it is, you want fascism, socialism, communism, thisism, thatism, you got 195 other registered options. Go. And I'll bake you cookies. I'll buy you light gummy bears or whatever you want on your plane ride, and you know, I'll make it as comfortable as possible. I'm not gonna be that guy that's like, get your butt out of here. I'm gonna be like, hey man, let me know what China's like. You know, come on man. You know, send me a letter when you get over there to Kazakhstan. Let me know what it's like. You know, you got options. I don't. And I like the way the U.S. is set up, and I like our foundation, and therefore, if you don't like it, then we're going to fight over it. You're either going to learn to like it, or we can fight over it. It's real simple. I mean, our founders fought for it. Our founders were scorned and ridiculed and hated, but when their cause got through, then guess what? Everybody joined them, because why? Guys like me and gals like me, when you step out and you step out on faith, you're going to have some trolls come out, but most of the time they just don't understand, because they're what? They have no base. They're all air and no sail. So, you know, I think if people would start reading, once again, I have Google Analytics that show 2,000 people have read the documents. That's not a lot of people. Not considering who's following. It's not a lot of people. And then videos. I can't go on here and just go, you know, I'm not going to be like these platforms out there that Hansel and Gretel. They just throw you a crumb. They throw you a crumb today. They do a little 5 or 10 minute segment. Here's your crumb. It don't do you any good, the people. It don't do you any good at all. It don't help you where we are. A lot of you have kids. You have mortgages. You're budgeting family budgets. You're budgeting children budgets, school supplies, and the gas prices the way they are, the taxes as high as they are, the inflation as high as it is. It don't do you any good. So, you know, I'm here. I will go live a lot more to address as much as I can. But some of my videos are out there, like the two main videos. I got the covert operation and the covert operation revised on my Rumble page, which is Rattletrap 1776. You just gotta watch it. It's 3 hours long. That is a short version. I saw a comment in the comment box. Can we get the Reader's Digest version of this? You're part of the problem. You want something. You want a 150-year-old problem broken down quicker. I'm sorry, it just don't work like that. And that's just the surface of it. But you know, my documents and these videos are for the common person. I'm a common guy. I mean, I live just like you do. I'm not rich. I don't live lavishly. I've got a regular SUV. You know, I live budget to budget. You know, I watch my budget. I watch what I spend. You know, and so, you know, I'm just like you. But I do use this, and I put these documents together 3 years ago for my own validity, And then I prayed to God to give me the strength and give me the courage and give me everything that I could to put it in a chronological order where you could read it and understand from the common standpoint, just like I do, of what's going on by law and order legally. And I know optics are far-fetched for you, but that's just military. For example, I was born in Mobile, Alabama. All right, and Jack Denton, he became a senator of Alabama, but Jack Denton was known for being a prisoner of war. All right, and this is an optic for you. This is so brilliant what he did. And he saved so many people. But when he was being a prisoner, they put him, of all people, just think of that, of all the prisoners, they chose him. And when he was talking while he did this simultaneously. He was talking verbally into the camera that we're okay, we're getting water, and we're getting food, and this, that, and other. But he was doing this while he was talking. He was talking. I can't even do it when I'm talking. He was still talking. He was blinking in Morse code. Torture. Torture. While he was talking. He was blinking Morse code. Go look up Morse code if you don't know what that is. M-O-R-S-E. Morse code. He was blinking the word torture while he was simultaneously verbally telling, I'm okay, we're receiving water, we're this, we're okay. That's an optic. And thank God for people like him. And thank God for the people watching that they're picking every little screen part like me. Right here, I'm like looking at so I got this corner screen. You can see the corners of the rooms here. Like, you could just, I'm in my grandpa's house. I learned to play guitar right here. Okay? So, they're looking at every little thing. They're dissecting every little movement. Look at this little, up here in the corner right here. Look at this little gray corner. That's the corner right there. I can go up right there. That's the corner. They look at every little thing. They look. He's blinking. Wow, what's he? That's T-O-R-T. Torture. And the very first thing he said when he hit the ground in the U.S. when he got back, you know what he said? God bless the USA. He didn't go to I this. Oh, when I was in Iraq, when I deployed, when I did this and I did that and I did this and I did that and I did this and I did that. That's what we got to get rid of. We have become so self-centered and not about our neighbor and about everybody else and about the greater good of humanity. This guy just was tortured for his country, didn't crack, but found a way to blink torture on TV. God chose him, of all people, and then hits the soil, American soil, and the first thing he says is, God bless the USA. And he went on to become a senator, and he lived to be an old man, and he died. Wife and kids, you name it. Got to live his life. And that's what America's about. And we just got to get back to that. And we got to get back to reading. Make reading great again. Hashtag make reading great again. Please make reading great again. Okay? But they are. Executive Order 13958, the 1776 Commission. Go read that bad boy. You're going to be blown away by that. Oh my gosh, it's so beautiful. But I did promise you I'd come on here. I'm going to try not to make this one 3 hours long. We're working on an hour and a half right now. I think that'd be a great thing. So what I'm going to do from here out, as I promised you guys and gals, is I'm going to come on every week. I'm going to do at least 2 or 3 a week. I'm going to work my schedule out so where I can come on here and be accessible to all of you 1 or 2 or 3 times a week. And come on here as I travel. So I'm going on tour. Next week I'm going to California. I'll be traveling probably as early as Monday out there. I'm going to try to see a bunch of buddies of mine that I haven't seen in years that I'm going to be so blessed to be able to see. And I'm going to try to surprise some of them. And then I'm going to try to see everybody along the way. I'm going to drive out there. That way I have my vehicle when we get back, because we're going to make a loop around the tour. So I want to have my vehicle out there, and that way I can take my time coming back. And so, so if you're in any of the states I'm going to be in on this tour, I'll be on the tour bus. But if we have a chance to stop, or in between or whatever we do. I don't know yet. I don't know that full tour, that schedule. I don't know it yet. So, but the dates that you see that we're in Stone, we're going to be in that city. If you're there, buy a ticket. Say that I referred you, and then of course, I'll see you. I'll make sure that we get pictures or whatever it is, and we talk and shake your hand and just have a conversation, because obviously I love that. And then too, I'll probably have some merchandise by that point. We got some merchandise coming, and so we can get you a part of the little crew there, and then I'll go live as much as I can. What you got to do, every one of you, you have to go to 1776 Nation on my Facebook, join that. Don't matter when you click the like button. I went on my secondary page today, one of my private pages that I'm trying to. It's still public, but so people are finding it too. But I don't care if you want to do that. But when I liked 1776 Nation from my secondary Facebook page, it said this page shares false information. It clicks up a little. It's so funny. But anyway, when it does that, just go like anyways and like it. I'm gonna have to start going live on there, because we got a lot of people on there that's not on my. This is my personal page that I'm talking to you on. So I need everybody to follow. There's like 47,000, 48,000 people following me on my personal page. I need y'all to go like 1776 Nation. That way, if Facebook were to shut me down here, I can retrieve that page via my admins I put on there, and I can go live on there. And then also I'm on Telegram, Rattletrap 1776. I only have one Telegram. There's a ton of fake out there. That's not me. I have one Telegram. You're hearing it right here. This is me. One Telegram. Rattletrap 1776. The handle, not the display name. It's that too, but the handle when you're searching, Rattletrap 1776. All this other stuff, real Derek Johnson, real _ Derek Johnson, all that stuff's fake. It's not mine. I will never ask you for money like that. I have a donation link, but a lot of those guys are asking for money and like donations to their own pay. No. You go to thedocuments.info. I have a donation link there. That's it. They ain't so don't, and there ain't gonna be no one trying to meet you or anything like that. That's not me. I love talking to you, and I will talk to you, but it's gonna be done the right way. It's gonna be done the professional way. It's not gonna be some of these bots or whoever they are, whatever their motives are. It's not me. All right. So and then. I have a True Social. It's at Derek Johnson. That's the only thing I've ever got my name in, so I'm proud about that. At Derek Johnson, DERK Johnson, all one word, no spaces, no underscores, just at Derek Johnson. DerekJohnsonCountry.com. If you want me to appear on your Telegram show, or you want me to appear on wherever you are, whatever you have, then you can contact my manager. Her contact information is at the bottom of the page on DerekJohnsonCountry.com. Let's see what else I have. Instagram at Derek Johnson Country, and then my Facebook here. Obviously, you have this. So I'm gonna come on here. What you need to do is your questions. That's what I did. Is I wrote down some questions that people asked me, and just send those to my 1776 Nation at Gmail. So my my 1776 Nation at Gmail, and just send me your questions. And I'll be glad to come on here. When I get like 3 or 4 questions in a row, and especially if they tie into whatever it is this week or that week, then I'll be glad to answer it. But most of I've already answered a lot of them in a lot of these podcasts. But there was a podcast this week, 6 hours long, Major Freddie channel on Telegram. It was 6 hours long. He's this guy, brilliant guy. Been in the military over 30 years. In and out, but I'm talking about he's done defense contracts, psyops. I mean, the guy's brilliant. Me, him, and Captain Kyle were on the show for 6 hours. We answered a lot of questions, and there's still a lot of stuff that you can learn, absolutely. But you just have to be willing to listen to these things. And like I said, you can't be a dime store truth guy. You can't be a dime store politician. You got to follow this every single day. So I'm getting tired, and we're approaching an hour and a half on this video. And luckily, we haven't been censored. I haven't had anything happen yet. That I can tell. Love you guys. I really do appreciate it. It's not about me. This is about law and order and military, and we're going to pray that these soldiers are protected. as they are doing their duty and their roles across the country and across the world. Not just our military, but the world military that's working on this. So let's pray for them. Let's remember their families, and because they're subject, their things can happen. So they're subject to that. They're subject to injuries. They're subject to death, because they're in a wartime situation, based off 47 U.S. Code 606, because President Trump is your wartime president right now. So let's pray for them, and let's remember their families. Let's keep them, God keep them safe. God bless them. And let's also, I'm learning too patience myself. Let's pray for the American people that are still in the completely blind. Let's pray for the compassion that they have around them, and let's be a light to these people, no matter how bad they treat you. If I can take it, you can take it. We got to be compassionate around that. We have to be direct. It's okay to be direct to them. But we can't just completely give up on them. I answer all the trolls' question if they have a legit question, but you can be direct with them. But if they're spewing stuff at you, then ignore it. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. Unless they're physically harming you, then do your necessary, whatever that is. But protect your family, stay safe, and I'll talk to you soon. I love you guys, and I appreciate everything that everybody said, all your comments, all the threads, and I will get on here a lot more. Like I said, I'm getting everything balanced. My schedule's getting more balanced, and I can figure this out. And I appreciate the opportunity y'all have all given me. So I really do appreciate it from the bottom and top of my heart.